Fantastic and dominating performance, and we saw some incredible rounds here today, but it's certainly worth mentioning that while we have 5 riders up here, 4 of them, of course, competing for those team scores. Only one of those riders had prior experience as an active member of a team, but the youngest rider on the team at 18 years of age is the rider who, out of all of the starters, earned the highest score of a 229. So it's kind of hard to avoid that, and he's seated right there in the middle. Let's hear it for Cade McCutcheon. Great job there by Cade McCutcheon. Of course, Chef to Keep Jeff Petska now joining us right there front and center as well. So I guess we'll go ahead and just start by, I'd just like to ask Cade to begin. Cade, were you nervous at all? You're here with a bunch of veteran performers in the sport. Everybody here has had some big accomplishments. You've, of course, had your own, but a lot less time under your belt. So how'd you handle the pressure?
Yeah, I was real nervous. But having all these guys at the gate with me helped, you know. Words of encouragement made a big difference.
Okay, and of course, Jordan Larson, a past medalist himself on a gold medal team, and as well Casey Deary, a former alternate for a team, so they have been to the big time. Either one of you guys give him any words of encouragement that really helped him along, do you think?
I think everybody on the team is a huge support to each other, and just telling Cade just to be himself and just be confident, and that we know he can do it. So I think that's the best thing, is just support him.
Okay. And Mr. Mr. Hutchins, either one of you guys, anything to say about your performance today, or how you guys all pulled together as a team and even as individuals in the performance?
I love my performance. I mean, I wanted to be aggressive. I love the sport of reining. I'd like to go out and do it again.
We're looking forward to having you back again there. Fantastic all the way around. Also a great score for you here today. So again, reining, just unbelievable audiences. They turned out in droves. They cheered, they whooped, they hollered, they put their hands together. Lots of whistling, as you would expect from the sport. One of my favorites for sure. But in any event, we had a fantastic first day for the 2018 World Equestrian Games. Anybody out here have any questions for our gold medalists?
I have a question to Cade. I'm coming from Germany and don't know much about reining horses in USA, but I was told that your horse, you are riding your grandpa's horse. Is that true? And can you tell us a little bit more about this horse?
Yeah, my grandparents own him, and my grandfather trained him for the most part. I just got lucky enough to show him. He's a pretty easy owner to work for.
Definitely runs in the blood there for Cade, and lots of talent within the family. Anybody else? You wouldn't mind just mentioning your name and what publication you're from?
Sure. I'm Jessica Hine. I'm with the Paint Horse Journal. Casey, I watched you watching Cade as he was running, and I heard you say that you wished you gave him a little bit more buffer, you know, kind of kicking yourself on a little minute details of the run. Tell me what it was like watching him, what your strategy was going in, all you guys, and what it felt like to watch Cade not only put up this score, but then early in the competition, but then have to stick.
I was doing the best I could to learn something there. He did an amazing job. He showed what he had there, and the run built through the entire process, so we were all extremely proud of the job he did. I was hoping that I could give the team a little bit more. I thought my horse was really good. I got in the way in one spot. But my job was to give those guys an opportunity to go show their horses as aggressively as possible.
So,
yes, go ahead.
Yeah, to Kane as well. Did your grandfather, Gabriele Pochhammer from Süddeutsche Zeitung in St. Georg, did your grandfather watch today? Did he see you perform?
Did your grandfather watch today? Was he here?
Yeah, he's been here all week. You know, he helped me get him ready days prior to this. I saw him. He was coaching me the whole time, the whole way through the run.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to add that he actually helped the whole team. Tim's been a great help for the whole team, and because of his expertise. That's why we're sitting up here.
And Daniel Huss also with a fantastic performance today in a 2:26.5 effort. So great performance by all of these contestants. Go ahead in the back.
Hi, Kristen Pitzer, Quarter Horse News. Cade, how did you feel about your sister's reaction to your performance? She was pretty emotional.
Yeah, I kind of knew she'd be emotional. As much as she acts like she doesn't like me, I know she does. And it meant a lot for my whole family to be at the back gate with me when I came out.
Awesome.
What was the team's strategy coming into today for each of your individual performances and thinking about the team overall, especially given the heat and humidity of this environment?
Can you hear me? Hello. All right. Well, obviously, the strategy for us is just go mark as much as you can mark, but the heat obviously was a factor, and that's where, our riders are tremendous horsemen. They know their horses well, but I think in this situation where we have to really give credit to Dr. John Newcomb and our grooms and what they do such a great job of monitoring these horses, keeping them cool, keeping them comfortable, just doing all those little things. And we've been very fortunate to be successful 5 times and win the gold medal. And I think what separates us is, the horsemanship of our riders and obviously the quality of these horses. But, back when we're talking about what we're doing to get ready, we're talking about training and we're talking about maneuvers, but I hear my riders and our vet and grooms talking about, that horse, is he happy? Is he comfortable? Is he feeling good? Is he fresh? Is he a little too tired? And all those little subtle things that make so much difference, and everything at this level matters. And so from our NF to our sponsors, Ariat, and those, and to our riders and those wonderful horses, and then our grooms, and Dr. John Newcomb, he's been here with us to every one of these, and unsung hero. I don't think there's a rider that's ever been on a team that would not give John the utmost credit for what he does for our team. Our grooms here this year, phenomenal bunch, and just to see how everybody comes together as a team, and the thing that unites all of us is this sport and those amazing horses that just go out there and do what they do.
Just while the microphone's heading back there, obviously our gold medal teams here, the silver and bronze medal teams are certainly willing to come this way, but we don't want to make them travel all the way across the grounds here if nobody has questions for them. So I'd just like to know how many of you have questions for the silver or bronze medal teams. Would you like us to call them back up from the barns? We can get them rolling this way now if you do. If not, no big deal. I'm sure they've got their horses to take care of, etc. Okay, go ahead.
I'm Kelsey with Quarter Horse News. Obviously, all of you guys kind of work as ambassadors for our sport, and America is where reining began. So what do you guys do while you're here at WEG to communicate with the other countries' reiners, and how do you help evolve their abilities in the sport?
Casey just talks their leg off pretty much.
A lot of these guys that are here, we know already and we're friends with. There's, the Brazilian team, the Belgian team. We compete against them, obviously, at home and then sometimes abroad too. And, I think that just trying to just be friendly and encouraging, and just, I think that the opportunity to get to show to represent your country brings out a whole nother side in our, competitiveness and joking about, you're from the wrong country, now I can't be your friend anymore. But also just, I think that people love to the camaraderie of being on a team, and I think that that's what I love about this most. And we definitely couldn't do it without Chef Jeff down here. He's amazing, and he's just on our side, and he makes you feel like you can do it, and that's a big deal. That's a big part of it.
There's camaraderie really throughout this sport. It's really great. I'm sure you guys would agree. No matter who's going or no matter what country is represented, when you're in a reining arena, it's incredible. every single person out there is cheering every single other person on as they make the runs, because all they want to see is good sport and good horsemanship. And so it's really nice to see that. Anybody else for our gold medalists with questions? Yes?
So one of the themes of this WEG is the partnership between horse and rider. Can you guys each speak to that partnership you share with your horse that you competed on today?
I'll get started. The horse that I'm riding, she's actually double registered. She's a paint breeding stock and a quarter horse. But she's been shown as a non-pro horse. Actually, 3 of these horses have been shown mainly non-pro. And then I've been on the mare, solely on the mare, for about the last year and a half. I mean, this was a long-term project for my team, you know, consisting of my wife, my blacksmith, my vet, and so that way I could know her quirks and try to get her to be as honest as she could, and that's her trait. She gets in the pen, you know, she listens and she tries to stay with you. She might not be the fastest spinning horse in the class, but she makes it up in other areas.
My horse is FM Shine and Tag Checks that I showed today, and he's actually been in my training program since he was 2. He's 7 now, so he and I have a few years together. And he's been pretty beneficial to me, probably most beneficial horse for me in my career. He's put me in every major event, finals. He's been a really solid horse for me.
My horse, my grandfather trained as a 2 and 3-year-old, and then I took over as a 4-year-old, and he's always been real good to me. He's real honest in the show pen, like Dan's mare is, and he's a once-in-a-lifetime horse for me at this moment.
Yeah, this horse that I showed at Art Gonna Be a Big Star is a 7-year-old stud that I've had since late in his 2-year-old year, and in 2014, so last WEG, I won the reigning futurity after we came home. I tied to win it on him, and he's the best horse I've ever shown for sure. He can be a handful at times, but it's not because he wants to do anything wrong. He's just trying a little bit too hard sometimes. But he's taught me probably more than I've taught him, no doubt, and he's been just a huge blessing to my family. And he's owned by Harris Don Carlos out of Argentina, and they've been awesome for me. And just, you know, I would not be here without the support of my family and just the people at home working hard and taking care of everything. And so that's about it.
Heavy Duty Checks came to me as a 3-year-old. He's owned by Hilldale Farm, was raised and bred by Tammy Hutton there at Hilldale. His original job was to be a non-pro futurity horse for Sarah Locker. He was successful there, made the finals at the non-pro futurity. He came back to win our NRBC event 2 years in a row in the non-pro division. Sarah's been excellent on the horse multiple times. I showed him at the Derby last year, made the open finals there at the Derby. He's just kind of been a real solid, sturdy animal through the whole process, and they've been great to work for. So I appreciate the opportunity to have that horse here and what Tammy's allowed me to do. And David Hutton's been my groom here, and he's done all the work for me. So it's been a great experience overall.
Okay. Well, these guys have been here since very early this morning getting their horses ready, so we don't want to keep them very much longer. Before we depart, I should mention most of these guys have already qualified for the individual finals. You had to have a 221 or better to be in the top 15, which was the original qualifying. There is going to be an opportunity in tomorrow's individual round to be among the remaining 5 that can get in. All told, we'll have 20 entries in the finals for the medal. But right now it's a 221 score. Most of these guys already in. A chance for anybody else who didn't get that score to do it again tomorrow. And so we'll give them a nice collective round of applause for their individual and, of course, their gold medal winning team efforts.
Many horses need support in 4 key areas: joint, hoof, coat, and digestion. Our Smart Combo formulas allow you to cover all of these bases in one comprehensive supplement. With every Smart Combo formula, you can get the comprehensive support your horse deserves and save. Visit smartpack.com/smartcombo to get started.